Hello and welcome back or to my channel. So I have here the Mindscapes Tarot by John A. Rice, an 80 card deck and guidebook. I get the Hay House book club subscription there, the quarterly. But anyways, this was in it, and I wanted to do an official review of this one. I did not think this was going to be anything that, you know, would be of interest to me, this deck, but it is extraordinary. So the box is really, really, it feels just like a flower petal. I believe this is due to be out now. I could be wrong. Give me one moment. Okay, so I was wrong. July 22. Unless somewhere else is releasing it earlier. So let's go ahead and take a look at the deck. I already have, and I've put it all back in order for the sake of the review, because like I said, I wanted to give it an official review because it's just I don't think it'll be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm really loving it. This box, you guys, can you see that? I wish you guys could feel this. But anyways, look at the inside. Inside of the box. Prepare to embark. It looks like a village down here. So there is the box, which is absolutely gorgeous. The book, nice size little book, and we will look at that right after we look at the cards. So here's the backs. Oh, and they are a chunky monkey, which I love. So these are the backs. They're beautiful. They're matte, but they're not the clingy matte. You can move them around. So again, here's the backs. And let's look at the cards. So when I first flipped through these, I was like, okay, yep, I'm looking at a bunch of branches and trees on some of the cards and mountaintops. But the more I looked into it, the more I could see. Let me see if we can zoom in just a bit more. Okay, that's a bit better. Now, I still have not went into the guidebook to see what all these little doodads mean. I've just been loving on the deck, flipping through the imagery, because it's so relaxing. But here we do have a person. We have the little dog, and it looks like the journey is beginning, right? The fool's journey is beginning. Except this time he's not jumping off a cliff. Looks like he's boarding a ship. The Magician. And like I said, when I first flipped through them, I was like, yeah, no, this is definitely not for me. But the more I kept, because I loved the feel, it had a very magical feel, very powerful feeling when I you know, held the deck, and I was like, I've got to find a way to love this deck. And the more I looked at it, the more things I found, the more things I could see. It wasn't just, you know, nothing there. Like there's this table, the magician's table or whatnot, and we have ladders. I mean, it's gorgeous. The high priestess reminds you of like a fortune teller at a carnival inside a tent. And look at the beautiful, these colors are absolutely true. The video is actually true to picking up the true colors. Here we have the Empress with all this greenery. We have these stairways coming up. We have some water falling, and you can see a being up here in the, what do they call those? something house. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I can't. Greenhouse. Here we have the Emperor. And like at first, again, like I said, I was like, yeah, okay, where's the Emperor and all this? But if you look, it's powerful. These waves are crashing, but they're not harming this pathway here, which looks to be leading over to here. But there's just so much you can pull from these. But then there are some cards that are still like, okay, what do I do with this? But here we have the Hierophant, which I think this would have been a beautiful Hermit card, but nonetheless, it's beautiful because the Hermit card is perfect. Look at this Lover's card. Again, we have a being up here, a person. And look at these colors. And again, we have steps leading up to like a gazebo. We have a little fence here, and there's a doorway here. Well, a gateway. The gates are opened. The Chariot, you can see that movement, and there's a ship. You can see, you know, the rough and rugged waters, you know, to keep, or representing, to me anyways, to stay focused. To stay focused on your destiny, your goal, whatever it is. Strength, we have a person, a house, we have some horses, and these beautiful mountains. I see faces everywhere in this mountain. It could be just me because I see faces everywhere. But like I said, this deck, I don't think it's a deck that I would ever pull out and read like for clients with or anything. This is more of a deck that I would just sit and just, I know there's been days, if you know me, you know I struggle with really, really bad anxiety. And there's been days that this deck has pulled me right through them. I just sit and look at the images and I'm just taken right away. But here's that Hermit. Again, look at all this blue water, or blue, the blue imagery. But look at the Hermit up there in his cave. And the trees, oh my gosh. The sun either coming up or rising. Oh my gosh, it's just beautiful. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. I've been seeing a lot of cards lately with a spider web depicting the Wheel of Fortune, which is pretty cool. Justice, and here we have what looks to be like a lot of buildings and structures that have to do with like the law, court systems and courthouses and whatnot. The Hanged One. We have a polar bear. And again, you're going to see a lot of mountains in this deck, a lot of trees, death. And again, there's still a lot of cards that I don't know, you know, I look at them and I'm like, I don't even think of them as a tarot card. It's just like, wow. It's just beautiful, beautiful art. Temperance. Here we have the volcano erupting. We have volcanic water, rapid waters. Everything's kind of out of balance. The tree is tilted, possibly blowing in the wind. You can definitely see where this image is screaming for balance. Here we have the Devil. And it's like it's a city street. And you can just imagine, you know, like all the bar rooms and whatnot. The clubs and stuff. What's going on in there. Toxicity or whatever. You have those reds, that devilly energy. The Tower is very typical, which I really like. It's when we get to the minors that you're not going to really see a whole lot of life other than nature. But here the tower has been hit, and we have a couple people running. Wow, look at the lightning up there. I'm telling you guys, it's so beautiful. Look at the star card. The blues and the purples, and here we have some fawns. Oh my gosh. The beautiful star. The moon. And up here we have either the dog or the wolf in the traditional tarot. Most likely the wolf. I've yet to find a dog in there, but you never know, it could be in there. But these colors are amazing. The sun is just so beautiful. You can just almost picture yourself running through this field or being in this scene. That's what I'm saying when I hold the deck. There's that energy in it. Judgment. We have what looks to be the not tombstones, but the other word for them. But anyways, you see, but up here we have someone who's blowing the trumpet. It looks to be anyways. Now, if the entire deck was like the majors, I could definitely see doing client readings with the deck. I mean, of course, anybody can do anything with their decks. I'm just talking about my personal little opinions or whatever. And here's the world. All kinds of stuff going on here. All kinds of different paths and roads and whatnot. And there are 2 extra cards. One is the catacomb. I have not kept them in the deck, but I did put them back in here for the sake of the review. And we've got lots of skulls. So I am going to just set this one over aside. And the great work. Because like I said, right now, this is just a deck I pull off the shelf when I'm sitting at my computer watching YouTube videos or whatever, or just sitting there. Or if I'm having a stressful moment or something, or anxiety, I pull this deck out and I shuffle through. So I haven't really taken a lot of time to look in the guidebook. So here we have Ace of Branches, which are the wands. And we start out with this super cute little budding branch or tree that's just starting to grow. And at first I was like, okay, yeah, that's perfect for the Ace of Wands. You know, that tree's depicting our wand, and I'm going to set that there because I want to show you guys what I discover. Here's our 2 of Wands. Now we've got 2. And you see how this tree has grown? I'm telling you, I could swear that that tree is this tree. Just by the way, I really think so. I really think so. And then, here we have 3 of them. And again, I just know that this tree is that tree, and here is that one. And there's the 3rd one. So when I discovered this like days and days after, I was like, yeah, a couple trees. But you can see, like, there's a pathway there. You know, your ships are coming in. Pathways are opening up. Expanding your horizons. And here's these trees all in full bloom. That's how I'm seeing it with the 4 of Wands. Everything is finally in full bloom there. But it's just, I don't know. I just thought I'd share that. I get just taken away with this deck. And then here they are, all those trees. Now we have 5. And they've kind of been destroyed. For the 5 of Wands. And then the 6 of Wands, they're all back up again. But if you notice, it's almost as if the trees are all in the same positions. You know what I mean? Are you seeing this? And I just found that I didn't notice it for a bit. And then I noticed it, especially with these branches. So then we have the 7. Again, it just blows my mind how the trees are going in all these different phases. 8. And then here it's like, boom, we're back to little sprouts. 8 of Wands. 9, look. So I haven't taken it out in a little bit, but I spotted it. I looked over and seen it on my shelf, and I was like, I've got to give this deck a fair review. Here is the 10 of Wands, and just look at how beautiful. Even though it's a lot, right? You know, meaning the 10 of Wands. That's gorgeous. And here we have the Page. A new discovery, either up here, what's up here, or what's down there. The Knight of Wands. This is really cozy. But I can't figure out what's down here. The Queen. I'm shocked that there's not a cat sitting in here, but this is beautiful. You got the sunflowers and the King. That completes our wands. Then we go into the tides. The tides are our cups. So here's our Ace of Cups. Here we have the eagles or birds or whatever bird they are, for the Two of Cups. And you can, that red passion, you know, the love card. You can definitely see it there. Three of Tides, the beautiful dolphins. And look at the colors, guys. They're gorgeous. Four of Cups. And we have a person in a boat, which totally screams to me like Six of Swords, but Four of Cups. And I still am not sure how to think about that one other than the beautiful imagery. Five of Cups. You can almost see, and I think it's like cups spilled over. And you can just see the dreary and the dread and the gloominess. Six of Cups. Get some people in the boat. Seven of Cups. Again, this is telling me kind of like make a quick decision, because it looks like those waters are rapid and you better choose wisely, so that that boat doesn't tip or what have you when I just look at it as a glance. Eight of Cups. That water is like, whew, moving on. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and continue to flip through, because for some reason if I record over 30 minutes, I lose sound. So if by some chance I lose sound, I'm sorry. Nine of Cups. 10 of Cups. We have the rainbow, the beautiful birds. You know what? The more I'm looking at this now, you probably definitely could get away with a good client reading. I mean, whatever, you know, to each their own. It's just me. I wouldn't break this out anytime soon for a client reading. And I read for others. I read for myself a little bit. Here and there I pull a card or whatever, but Page of Cups. It's like stepping out. Are we stepping out, or are we coming in this? And look at here. I just noticed this. What do we have down there? There's something down here. Is that people? Interesting. That's what I'm saying. This deck has so much in it. Knight. It's very beautiful, that's for sure. The Queen. This so much reminds me over here on this side of like the movie Dirty Dancing, the cabin. And the King. Then we go into, I believe it's pronounced spires. I thought at first it was spears. I don't know, but spears is S-P-E-A-R. So I'm not sure. Ace of Spires. But that's our Ace of Swords. Two of Swords. Yeah, make a decision. It's just a deck that I'm enjoying taking my time with. Usually if I get a deck and I love it, I like it, you know, I dive right in and I can start reading with it. This one I'm not finding it. It's not that way with this one for me. Here's the Three of Swords. Get the 3 mountaintops. And there's so many different ways you can look at it. Now, with this suit in this deck, a lot of mountain. Now we have 4 little mountaintops. 4 of Swords. 5 of Swords. It's cold, you know, the coldness, possibly the coldness of someone, because we have the 5 of Swords here. And it looks like to be a red flag up there. Like someone has won. Then the 6 of Swords. This is really nice with the gates, or the, what do we call those? Those little ladders there that, I can't think of the name of them. It's late. And I wouldn't be able to think of it anyways either. But like here, I mean, 7 of Swords, you don't have a whole lot to go on. You've got some beautiful mountains, but if you really use your intuition and your imagination, things will fall into place. 8 of Swords. 9 of Swords. The 10. The Page. Here we have the Knight in a helicopter. This is beautiful too. The Queen of Swords. And the King. We have that tent. And it looks like that red flag that was on that like castle or whatever it was. And here we have the Pentacles, which are renamed the Stones. So here's our Ace of Pentacles. The 2. And you have to ask yourself, do you see juggling? Do you? I don't. But it just hit me. Those 2 trees are like off balance. So that's what I'm saying with this deck. It's quite a mystery to me anyways. But I'm having a lot of fun with this. The first time I flipped through it, when I did my video here on YouTube of the unboxing of the card club box, I was like, yeah, in my mind I'm thinking, yeah, this is definitely going for sale. I'm selling this. I don't want it. But the more I looked at it, like I said, and held it, I was like, no, I've got to make something of this. But here we have the 3 of Pentacles. And you can see they're working on a village here. I can see the teamwork or whatever. The 4 of Pentacles. This is a really nice image. But I don't see where someone's holding on to something really tightly, because if you look here, it almost looks like these are representing the 4 of Pentacles, right? And they're spread out to each building. I could see if they were all stuck on one structure, but they're not. So I would have to probably look in the book, which I haven't really done a whole lot. Here is the Five of Pentacles. We have a structure here, and we have the door opening, and it looks like either someone going in or someone opening the door for this person who's left out there to come in. Then we have the Six of Stones, Six of Pentacles. You know, everybody's giving everybody a hand, everybody's helping, even though this looks a lot more like it probably could have worked well for the Three of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles. Looks like everything is still, you know, being worked on, and this person's up in this little tower waiting. But they still have to keep nurturing, right? They still have to keep working on the buildings. And it's almost, I want to say these are the Pentacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, they are too. I'm guessing. 8 of Pentacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I would definitely say so. But here's a lot of hard work, determination. You can see this person's down on their hands and knees, and they're what looks to be putting together the road with the bricks or gravel or whatever. The Nine of Pentacles. Everything looks great and satisfactory. Let's take a peek at something. Okay, so what I'm seeing, are y'all seeing? So we went from this to over here. If you look, the structures and the buildings look a lot alike, especially these two here. This one here. Almost identical, but now they're worked on. That's what I'm saying. This deck is just amazing. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Look at this. There's our pentacles up there. I'm not really sure what this is, but we have a person, but they're kind of hunched over almost. And the Jeep is parked. The headlights are pointing there. So I'm going to have to hurry and scroll through. Here we have the Page of Pentacles. The Knight. I love it. Inside a little barn here. Very slow moving. The Queen. Very pretty, because the Queen is, you know, of Pentacles is a lot about her home, in my opinion. So here we have like a beautiful home setting, and the King as well. So that is my review. Let's get a quick look at the book before I lose audio. So here we're opening right up to the Ten of Branches. And it gives you the rune symbols that are on the cards, or the card. Then it looks like it tells us about the card. Yep. Then you get some journaling prompts. And up here you get all kinds of goodies. You get keywords, planet, zodiac, element, symbols. So very nice. Very nice. I would highly recommend this one as well. It's beautiful. Not sure. Those do not look like runes to me. Some do, but not all. So that was the major. We've got some spreads. Let's see. Here we have tides, cups, spires, swords, stones, pentacles, branches, wands, and then the minor arcana. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. See, guys, I haven't even broke the binding in this. I don't like to on the books. So astrological ruler is what we're getting over in that one corner. Down here, it's a shorthand sigil. Okay. And over here is the signature. So that's the author's signature. But it's not on every card. Interesting. Maybe just on the majors. Yes, indeed. Just on the majors, we're getting the extra symbols and signs. So these are sigils. That's a sigil for the Fool. This is the author's signature. And over here, what did we say we had? The astrological ruler. So that's pretty cool. It's a magical deck, you guys. Again, due to be out July 22nd of this month. Or sorry, it's late and the clock has struck 30 minutes. So I am going to get off here. Thank you for joining me for this lovely review of this beautiful deck. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you for taking this time to hang out with me for this review and listen to me babble. Take care and be blessed.